Hi, Shub H Kapoor 1234. Hey, Gigu Sista. Well, perhaps we'll play in the tournament. Hopefully the sound is okay. We'll be playing at least 3 of these hours of the tournament, hopefully a little bit more. Two and a half minutes until we begin. Gigu Seisti, is your username the same in the tournament? That way I will know if we get a chance to play. So this should be a good tournament for commentating. It's 5-0 Blitz, so a little bit slower than we usually play. Normally we play 3-0 Blitz or 1-0 Bullet. Kapers, okay. Well, good luck in the tournament. One minute until we begin. See who the top people are. A few titled players, not too many. But about 2 pages almost of 2,200 plus players. Almost 300 players into the tournament before we even begin. "30 seconds. Two, one, and we're off. Andre 1 to start. Alright, so our opponent is berserking us. We might berserk later in the tournament, but at least for now, got to get warmed up with some quality chess. Or an attempt at quality chess. Alright, we've got a Sicilian dragon. Play g4. He plays bishop d7 right away, which is considered to be a slight inaccuracy against 9g4. So let's just proceed with a quick attack. Okay, he's going to sacrifice. Take with the knight, so we're well guarded. Take once here. And we'll go ahead and castle queenside. So he sacrificed a piece. And he's trading everything off. Threatening a fork. He stops that. Offering a draw. We definitely don't want to draw here. We have a good position. Let's see. Alright, let's attack this rook, see what he does. Okay, he's going to double, threaten mate. So let's just stop the mate on c2. Now he goes backwards. Play our king over, just so we have the ability to move our rook over if needed. Triple on the h-file. He's advancing all those pawns. I'd like to trade queens, but I don't see a good way to do that. Rook. Rook. He escapes to this square. So let's get our knight a little more active for the moment. See if I can get my knight to d5. Eye up this rook. If the queen moves, now I can take this pawn. Okay, now there's no longer a threat on c2. Still no checkmate. You might be looking for something on the back rank here. We're actually down slightly on time. Steve is 5. Thank you for the host. Go ahead and remove that since we've started. Might have to worry about rook f4 a little bit. Maybe we'll move our king up. So how do we get this knight into the game? Maybe we'll jump the knight up to g5. Going after that pawn. Need to save my queen. You can take the knight. Then I'm going to play check here. And then I'll take on h7. And I think he gets mated if he takes the knight. But the threat is queen d8 check. He's down to a minute, pretty even on time. Okay, so this check. Oh, and he goes back like that. We didn't see that move. We didn't see that block. Darn. That was good by him. Pile up here, but he just has rook here, which works. Yep, that was good. Good attack by him. Alright, so as you saw, we were a little slow that game. That's why we're not berserking at this beginning. We want to get a few games under our belt, and then maybe we'll do some berserking. Alright, pin this knight. And we're happy to give up this bishop. Make their piece a little more awkward. Good central space. Get some kingside pressure. Let's play h4. Maybe knight into g5. Maybe this knight into g5 and queen h5. An early f5. Okay. If h6, we're just going to go back to h3. We don't mind if they take the h-pawn here. Set up queenside castling. Put some pressure on the e6 pawn. Maybe some discoveries with our bishop. So they got a pawn. They can even get a second pawn if they want, but they are way behind development. See if I can find a better place for this knight. Bishop b5 at some point, perhaps, especially if the rook goes to e8. Nope, I didn't mean to do that. Darn it. Didn't mean to press on that square. Didn't realize I had the bishop selected. I always forget that you can move with the clicks also. I don't know if I can change that in the settings or not, so it doesn't do that. But when I'm highlighting squares and diagonals and such, it often accidentally moves the pieces. So unfortunate, but it happens every tournament at some point. Alright, those are our two warm-up games. Let's Berserk to get back in this thing. Have some fun. Last tournament we Berserked, we did quite well. Praia 2017 is our next opponent. So we'll play a French until they play an exchange French. And once we get one exchange French, we'll switch to the Sicilian. That's what we've been doing lately with some success. So here we've got an advanced French. So we want to get that c5 break in right away. Put pressure on d4. Also have some pressure on b2. Alright, so taking on c5 is always good for black because we get this battery that is tough to deal with early in the game. Okay, we can get our other knight in. We can develop the bishop. Let's go ahead and move our knight to e7. Maybe we'll come to g6 and attack the e5 pawn. Yep. Of course, I'm happy with this exchange also. Give me sustained kingside pressure, and white is in no place to go queenside. So we're quite happy with this structure. Bishop d7 next. Bring our bishop back. We can put our rook on the c file. Another trade that black is perfectly fine with. Probably take with the bishop. And then I can play d4 at some point to unleash my bishop. All right, if he's not going to make that trade, then we're going to look to get our knight into c4. No reason for us to castle in this game. No danger to our king. Got to be a little careful with the bishop on the same diagonal as our queen. Okay, that is a free piece. So we're going to take with the g-pawn. This doesn't work because I have queen takes c3 check. On the rook also. Check. And then I can play knight c4 if I choose. All right, back to tournament. There's 3 points for us. So let's go ahead and roll towards the next game. We are 15 minutes into this tournament. And we're going to go ahead and berserk again. We're just going to berserk the rest of the games. Just have some fun. Okay, another Sicilian. Vladimir 1951 is our next opponent. Let's see which Sicilian they choose to play. Something more classical, it appears. Might play bishop c4. Get some pressure on f7 right away. Always glad to back that bishop up. Keep him for later on. We have some pressure on this knight. And that is a free piece. All right. So now we got a nice easy game. We're up a piece. Run a castle, get our king safe in the corner, and then we can aim to start trading off pieces. We just want to block the c-file since that's where they're most active. Queen e1 with the idea of swinging over to g3 and bishop h6. b2 is guarded by my knight right now. So we definitely have a time disadvantage since we berserked, but 2-minute time advantage is not a problem at all when we are up a piece. See if I can convince him to play e5 and block his bishop in some more. All right, now let's look to trade bishops. Okay, that's what I like to see. Uh-huh. All right, I guess we'll take that. Not really worried about the queenside pawns. Want to get my knight into d5 and help with the attack. He doesn't have any queenside pawns, so doesn't really matter if he gets mine. I still have the only passed pawn on the board. I have to be a little careful since I am down to 1 minute. Bishop f6, queen h4, queen h6, checkmate. Bishop f6 check, queen h6 check. If rook comes down, we're going to play rook g1. My queen's also guarding the c1 square, so I don't have to worry about any back rank stuff that way. Queen here check, king h6. Maybe we'll do it like this. Actually, this is better. Because I can take here and I'm on the queen, and then I can take on e5. I at least get the rook. Down to 40 seconds, but that should be plenty of time here. f6 doesn't work because I take the queen, and if he takes my queen, I take his rook. Yeah, so that doesn't work. Take the queen first. And now we're up a rook and a bishop with 36 seconds left. Check, and we get the other rook. And that's it. Game. All right, we're rolling pretty well now. We're on fire, so let's see if we can use that and get a third Berserk win in a row. Poseidon is up next. Oh, he's berserking right back. Okay. He's going to play a perk? He is. I'm going to play a Yugoslav setup, English attack setup kind of thing. Just like we would against the Sicilian. Okay, we'll keep it closed so their bishop is not quite as good. Oh, that doesn't work. His knight's on that. Thought he played knight f6. All right, now we've got our work cut out for us. But we'll play a little more. Number of games I've lost up a queen makes it worth playing on when we drop ours. Open up the king. Okay, that's an H file. I don't know what it's going to do, but it is an H file. Take with the knight, try and jump it into f5. He's on the rook. Up for f6 maybe. I don't think my rooks are going to be enough here. We're on the run. We might have to restart our streak after this. If I went back to b1, he would have queen f1, check, and sacrifice for checkmate. So we don't want that. Knight f6 next. Doesn't do enough, but we'll try it. Yep, he gives up the queen. Good decision. All right, let's go right into the next one. We're in 47th right now, so still a pretty good start. We can try and catch up to these top people. I'd like to come top 25. Or be in the top 25 when I stop playing if I don't get to play the whole thing. 571 players. Let's go. Lewis 1402 is up next. All right, he's really controlling those dark squares. And he's taking a lot of space on the queen side. Which means we'll probably go king side here. So he really wants that e4 pawn. Swing my knight over to g3. Maybe we'll be able to get into f5 later on. Have to play fast since we're berserking. Aha. Get my queen out of danger of that diagonal. Might go queen side now. Might still go king side. Play on the f file. Just bishop e2 to start. Yeah, let's go king side. It looks interesting. So we're just down a pawn here. Nothing too significant. Let's try and break down his pawn structure. Keep my queen tied to this, which means we should probably move my rook over. Although I might just be able to play c4 next and solve that problem. So have to be a little careful of rook b8 here. All right, now that's guarded. He might be bringing the f rook over to the queen side. Yep, but I'm not going to stick around here. I can't contest the b file. I have to remember that because his bishop's on it. Where's that knight going? He's going to play queen a5. That seems dangerous. Queen a5, bishop d1. That's a free knight. I take the knight, he pushes f4. I think that's okay for me. Yeah, I think that's okay. Take with the pawn, take with the rook. Take with the pawn, undouble those pawns, keep my bishop tied to the c4 pawn. If I back up, he's going to play bishop b2. Come all the way back here. Down to 36 seconds. We got our pawn back. And we've got a pretty good position here, I think. I'd like to double up on the E file, so I have threatening sacrifices on the back rank. So something like rook E1 and then move my bishop to D3. Guard the bishop. Now I want to play bishop D3. Ah, he's got a checkmate. Yep, my bishop was pinned. Good game. Down to 20 seconds anyway, so once he plays 8 seconds, gets out of his back rank troubles, I'm probably in trouble anyway. Anjavindu. All right, he's not worried about his king. Probably should have just taken there with the queen, honestly. Let's sacrifice. This looks interesting. Okay, we're going to play this check. And we get our piece right back. And their king's stuck in the middle. Bishop D7, queenside castle. So about a couple pawns here. Okay, I need to develop this knight. Trading is good. Trading is good. Check. Okay, let's get this knight involved. Let's get this rook on the only open file. Prevent his rook from doing too much. Alright, pin that knight. That seems useful. A minute 30 left. If check, I'm just going to play king D7. And that rook has nowhere to get into. Threatening this pawn. Yeah, that looks reasonable. Take on A4, play bishop B5. Just take that. You can take here, not worried about it. He takes the pawn. I get another piece. Check. Still on the knight. Still get the knight like this. Lots of pins this game. And that's going to be all she wrote. Next game. We're in 43rd place right now. '44th. Juan Liches Paris. Nikolay Pavlov, thank you for the follow. I forgot the Berserk. That means we're going to have to actually play a quality game here now. Alright, we'll play a Scotch. Alright, we'll take that knight. Expecting queen f6, queen f3. We just leave the queen there. We're trying to run them out of moves, so they have to move this knight or trade queens themselves. We don't want to take on f6 since it allows them to develop so easily. Alright, we'll go queenside. This is quite a nice pawn structure for white. We got good central control, and we're going to be able to get a pawn break in whenever we want. Yeah, do we just want to play e5 here? E5, capture? No, no reason to yet. So let's try and figure out where my knight wants to be. One of these squares looks good for my knight. We'll attack the bishop. He takes on a2. Yeah, he doesn't. If he takes on a2, the bishop gets trapped. It's a strong knight. Not doing a ton right at this second. Although, well, that drops an exchange. I was going to say if the knight moves or if I sack on the knight, I can play this for an exchange. Let's just save that pawn so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, didn't see he was attacking that. So I got a pawn. F3 pawn was an important pawn too. I'm threatening rook takes g7 here because of the back rank threat. Yep, he stops it. Oh, giving the exchange back. All right, now I've got a rook endgame where we have a more active rook, but their pawn structure is slightly better. If he ever gets his rook active by playing the check, he has to be careful of the g pawn. This way my king can step to c3 if he plays the check. Okay, he's going to try and go behind. Makes sense. If we just attack the rook. Is it too quiet? Quiet? I started leaning the opposite way. He's chasing down the h6 pawn. Let me know if that's any better. I have another mic buried in my closet somewhere. Sounds like I might have to go dig it out. Alright, we are losing all our pawns here, unfortunately. And these pawns are going to be too hard to stop. So it's the sound quality rather than the volume. Thanks for letting me know. I'll have to see if I can find a way to fix that. Alright, we are going to berserk here against Valor Leary. Yeah, I just had to move my computer and all my setup again, and every time I move it, all the sound properties change. No, I am glad to have any advice. Although I doubt there's going to be much I can do during this stream. I'll keep it in mind for the future. I have time this afternoon to try and fix it. Alright, he's chasing down that pawn. I wanted to get my knight over here at some point, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. C5 doesn't really work here. Alright, we'll move this knight in. Okay, the queen moves over. Let's move the second knight in. Now he has to guard e4. He's probably going to play the knight to c5. Yep. Now my bishop. Common problem with the light square bishop. My queen is cut off from this knight. He is strangling us. Strangling us quite well. One, two, three. Well, we're still guarding the bishop for now. Thanks for the follow and the advice. That'll probably be this evening's project. Maybe over lunch we'll figure it out. Alright, he's taking his time here. He can probably just exchange everything off. And he still has a nice position. Where'd he go? I don't think he has too much to think about in this position. Double on the A file. Might be able to just play bishop A3 and that knight looks pretty trapped. Maybe he felt sorry for my position and decided to just let his time run out. So 20th place is 16 points. It's not that far ahead of us. Maybe he did leave. Well, he's under a minute. Give me some time to look at my settings here. Oh, he moved. He came back. Decided to attack this knight that I said was trapped. I don't know where he went for 2 minutes, but he didn't leave long enough. Try and get my queen a little closer. Run, king, run. All right, I'll be back in a moment. Go see if I can find the other mic and try that out. See if that sounds any bit different. I changed one of the settings. I don't know if it made any difference. Lion Fur's up next. We'll berserk him right back. Knight e7, castle kingside. All right, this h4 line we've been running into a lot this week, so we definitely need to figure out what we're supposed to do against it. All right, I gotta get this light square bishop into the game. Interesting. I'm gonna play knight c4. Just guard the pawn. Time's pretty even here. We'll go up and attack this rook. Anything going against the queen. Force him to trade off his bishop. I get a pawn out of this. Alright, I've got knight d5 showing up. Check. That looks like a good move. Check. I can take here, but I think we want to just save this knight for the moment. It's a good knight. Block off the queen side. Good position here. All right, now let's see if I can open up the king side. Yeah, my knight's not doing a lot here. All right, so I'm guarding the pawn. What's my knight doing? 50 seconds left. I want to play knight f4. Down by 10 seconds here. Attack the c-pawn. All right, if I pass c-pawn now, I'm going to be picking up the f-pawn also. Check. Just pin the bishop. Check. Okay, we'll pick up the pawns, and that'll be it. Whoops. Not the most efficient way to do it, but it'll work. Fortunately, it's very easy for me to just pre-move this, and that's checkmate. All right, on to the next one. Five hours in the tournament left. We're going to keep on berserking. Invincible Ninja is our next opponent. He does not berserk back. We dropped quite a few knights on Monday because we weren't paying attention to e5 and a bunch of Sicilians. It's not the most common move, but it's been showing up a lot this week, just like the h4 Frenches. Actually, maybe I want my knight on h2. That way I can put it on g4. I guess both our kings are going to be open this game. Looks like a useful check. On the queen. Look for rook e7 at some point. He can't take the pawn, or I have bishop takes f5 check. Just to guard g2. My king is still safe. Just looking for a way to get my rooks down onto the 7th rank. Okay, let's pin the knight. And now I'm threatening rook e7 check, winning the queen. Yep, so he retreats. Guess we'll keep guarding g2. Now the bishop can't go back to h3. Going after this pawn. Takes this pawn. I will take the f5 pawn, which in theory is more important. In fact, queen takes d6, bishop takes f5. Yeah, if he doesn't trade bishops, then the h6 pawn falls also. All right, I'm still up one pawn. Want to take on h6, get a checkmate. I play queen h4 to try and stop that. I'm going to win. I might have to go for a king run. Queen h1, king e2. Oh, there's a fork. Good game. That was a good game. All right, and we're off against Spinjitzu. Okay, he exchanges. Uh-huh. We'll probably bring my dark square bishop back. Need to get my light square bishop into the game. I'm not sure where yet. He might be looking for a minority attack. So, it's a pretty normal exchange French. Just a weird way to get there, a weird move order. Nothing wrong with our position. C3 pawn's going to be a weakness. Yeah, this is a really good knight. I'm happy to trade dark square bishops here. He has a lot of weaknesses in his position. I'm going to G5 because I want to come back to E6 and then maybe up to F4 is my idea. Just so we aren't in line with that rook. I need to move this light squared bishop so that my rook is not hanging on E8. Trying to catch up a little bit on time. This knight's a little bit awkward. If I go here, I lose a pawn. Queen h4, knight f6. And now knight f6, and everyone's back in the game. Maybe we'll bring this A rook over to D8, get it in the game. We are catching up on time. They're under 3 minutes now. Hmm. And knight e4 can't be dislodged now. I'm on the queen, which is why I'm not worried about f7. Rook e7 next to guard f7. attack the queen again, but let's just limit their play first. All right, everything's guarded. His queen's kind of tied to this pawn, which is nice. Probably going to put my queen on g6. He can't play knight g5 because I take it. And he can't retake because the rook is pinned to the queen. I'm down with 50 seconds, so I got to play a little bit fast. Don't need to find a knockout blow. Just need to find some good moves. Play a check. Looks like a good check, too. That looks annoying. All right, we'll just go back. All right, we're almost even on time. Hey, chess guy. Just making some trades. Worse pawn structure, but even on time now. See if I can step my king up a little bit. I think I wouldn't mind the queen trade here. Okay, now his queen is inactive. So we're going to go on the offensive. He might get a draw if he wants it. Nope, he doesn't want it. And he's down to 5 seconds, so I'm going to just run and try and run him out of time. And we ran him out of time. So really, I should just let him have a perpetual, but we were both under 5 seconds. My king moves were a little bit easier than finding good checks. All right, we're in 15 points far. 80th place. Then berserk in time again. Need like an auto berserk. Just press at the beginning of the tournament, automatically berserks all your games. All right, we've got a dragon Sicilian. This A6 move. See a lot of people playing that lately. Seems kind of strange. I don't think it really helps in these positions. He gonna sacrifice? He does not. I actually have to take with the rook. Still a good position for white. Bishop d3 next. I can play e5 at some point. Queenside castle. Okay, he's just giving up the knight. Now there he could have tried to take the rook, but I don't know how that works out. Probably take with the knight. Dub on the H file. Let's start with this. I'd like to play queen d4 check. Yeah, when he can't play his queen there. So the queen is close to trapped. Probably has to go here. Oh, that's pinned. That is pinned. Do we play this anyway? Just even material, I guess. Thought about trying to keep the queen, but try and keep this rook stuck back on h8 for as long as possible. Where's that rook going? Here, king here. He had rook g4, which saves his rook. All right, this is a really good exchange for me because his pieces are so passive, and that's the expected move, which drops the bishop. Game over. Onward. 62nd place. We're on fire right now, so let's see if we can get some bonus points. And we are going to berserk this time. Is he deciding whether to berserk himself? This will be an easy few points if he doesn't make his first move. 1. Black didn't move. White's victorious. Oh, it only gives you 4 points since he didn't move. All right, we're in 35th place, though, so we're having a good tournament here. All right, we'll berserk right back. What is this? Well, I can safely say I have never seen this opening before. And he seems to have played it quite a few times, moving so quickly. Maybe here was better. Yep. Guess we have to leave the knight there. I want queen c6, but it doesn't look like I'm going to get it anytime soon. Oh, maybe I will. This is good for me. I can win the queen. I think this is better. Yeah, I'm not sure the queen was really that useful to win in that position. Down a little bit on time, but we've got a good position. Attacking c3 also. Rook here, king steps up. Step up anyway. Queen takes, rook takes g2 check, and he gets mated. So it gives up the exchange. Time is evening up. Check. Now we'll come back. Maybe we'll look to move my rook to the h file. All right, he's down to close to a minute also. Interesting. Queen takes f5. Rook takes f5. Rook takes. On f1. We're up on time also right now. Look for a trade. All right, let's get back in here. Berserk again. But good chances in that last game. We're still top 50. So still a good tournament so far. Oh, wanted to play H3. All right, we're going to need to go queen side. Guess we're going to keep backing up here. All right, so he saw the mate threat. Yeah, trading light square bishops might help me here. Uh-huh. So he expected that move. All right, let's pin the knight to the queen then. I lost a piece and all that somewhere. This move. Yeah, my knight was still under attack. Okay. I don't think we can quite trap that queen. But we'll try and do something with it. Queen f4 next. Yeah, it's going to be too much. Okay, we'll keep getting more games in. We have 21 points so far. Top 50. We want to be in top 25 before we stop. Which is not very many more games than we already have. RJ Tactician 34 is our next opponent. French Tarash. All right. Just go to F8. Not a big deal. We're on this knight. Now my king's on a dark square where it's nice and safe. Attacking this pawn and attacking the knight. Knight takes. Knight takes or knight takes, queen takes. That's the big decision. Which knight do we want? We want this knight. Opposite colored bishops here. Even material. Let's get my king safe. On the b2 pawn. Let's bring this rook over. Want to make sure this bishop's guarded. Now I can back my bishop up to g7. There we go. Everything's nice and safe. All right, so now that pawn is out of danger. Hmm. Not a clear plan here. Yeah, I kind of fell into that. Rook takes bishop. Bishop takes, I move into the corner. So I'm down a pawn now. Yeah, this is awkward. Hmm. Make some quick moves on the queen side. Can't take here. All right, I'm down to 34 seconds. Try and get some pressure on the f3 pawn before I run out of time. Down to 20 seconds. Ah, I should take on h6. It's not going to make a big difference, but out of time. Bogart Felcher, thank you for the follow. Let's remember the Berserk, and we're off. Black 67 is our next opponent. Another Scandinavian. I haven't played any Scandies yet today. Might be why I'm on this losing streak. Played d3. Nice development lead. Uh-huh. I want to put my bishop on f4, but I've missed that chance. Now I might be able to take here, but it just looks risky. I don't think there's any reason to risk it. All right, so now if I take on g4, what happens? I'm going to say I'm okay if I do. Look for the queen trade. Guards h2, prevents the queen from going onto the h-file. Might just be giving the piece back, which I think is also okay, because I take on f3 here. Back ourselves up. Wow. I didn't expect that. So now if I can get on the h-file, maybe I'll use it to attack. King g2, rook h1. I don't mind a rook trade. I've got good control over d8 because my queen is also hitting it. If he takes on d1, maybe I just take with the bishop. Yeah, he can trade queens. Okay. Control that knight. I think my bishop's going to be good in this endgame. Push the knight back. Step my king up. I've only got 30 seconds left, though. He still has 3 minutes. We may have run ourselves into a time problem again. You're going to have to play fast. Yep, we're going to lose that pawn. Let's see what we can do over here on the queen side. Not enough. 19 seconds is not going to be enough. So I'm berserking, and I'm managing to get okay positions, but then running myself into time trouble. Got to break this streak. Can't go below 1800. We're outside the top 50 now also. Darkest Moment is up next. We played him twice before. Guess it's time to switch to Sicilian to try and break this losing streak. Sacrifices, okay. Okay, so I'm up a piece. And neither one of our kings is safe. But at least this time, my time situation isn't quite as bad. Although it's going to get bad at this rate. Need to get a check in, or at least a threat. Get developed. Threatening mate on this square. I'm going to run towards the queen side. I want to play bishop d4. What's going on here? No idea. Just looking for this check. I block with the queen. Pretty crazy position. I'm actually threatening queen takes h2 right now because the rook is pinned. He's pausing here to use some of his time. He can offer another queen trade there. Maybe he gets a perpetual, if nothing else. But he probably doesn't want that. He's up a minute. He's taking his time. Okay, so he doesn't go for it. Well, we're going to be aggressive, because we might as well. Let's play this check. And I'll run my king up the board if I need to. Threatening queen g3 followed by queen f2 checkmate. He can play one check. I step up. He can play another check. I block with the knight. Okay, there's a check. Play another check, and I can run it up the queen side. 45 seconds left on my clock. Okay, and then now he can't stop the checkmate, right? Well, he's got this check. I'm going to keep running. 36 seconds left. Trying to avoid all these checks. My king can just take that knight if nothing else. Run my king up the board some more. I don't know if this is a good idea or not. But we're going to keep running. And force the queens off here. No, I would take with the knight. That wouldn't solve his problems. Run, king, run. So a lot of king moves. Pat stopped the mate because it guarded this square. $23 left. He's under a minute also now. It's a good game. I'm on the queen. My rook is hanging. His knight is hard to guard. All right. And that did not reduce the best way for me. 15 seconds left. Okay, I guess we'll pin that guy. Down to 10 seconds. Down to 6 seconds. Out of time. Oh, so close. Well, my king didn't get checkmated in that big king walk, but he was able to defend the mate himself. 1,200 people in this tournament now. We're still in the top 100. We need to get 8 more points. We need like 3 more wins in order to break into the top 25. 3 more wins. That's not crazy. Birthday 1, 2, 3, 4 is our next opponent. Double Berserk it is. Let's play another Sicilian. It's a fun position. We'll just castle. Let's get a rook on the c file. Might play c4 at some point. Wow, he's really going for space on the king side. All right, let's play e5. Then I'm going to take on the H file. Well, I guess that's the end of that plan. As we're close to getting checkmated here, but not yet. Not yet, but soon. Wow, way too much space on the king side. Good attack by him. All right, we'll berserk right back. Bishop c4 coming up. As soon as they play e6, knight f3 comes without a problem. Here, if they take on c3, we take back with the pawn, maintain our two bishops. Let's force them to take. Ooh, okay. Let's back up anyway. Set up a Greek gift kind of idea. Let's do it. Can't resist a good sacrifice. Check. Alright, now I'm on the knight, and I can move my knight with a threat. Not worried about him taking here. I just move my rook over, and the knight's trapped. Yeah, we'll go right back. His knight retreats. Move our other knight in. We're both around a minute 30 left. Some pressure over here. He can take this pawn now. Yeah. Back and forth, back and forth. Okay, now my knight's guarded. So that's helpful. Oh, he doesn't go for the rook. Okay. Queen here, knight here wins the queen. So at some point, he should probably take one of my rooks, since he's been able to take them for a while. Maybe I'll get a rook to the H file. Not ideal. He's under a minute also, but I don't think we're going to be able to pull this one off. Unless he moves this slowly for the rest of the time. Threatening checkmate. Queen there is a good move. We'll play on though. Oh boy. Good game by him. Good defense to the sacrifice. Ah, here we go again. All right, let's not get checkmated out of the opening this time against this guy. It's interesting, he's a D4 player when he played such an aggressive opening last time. Oh, I guess this is just, he just played something completely different. Because last time he played E4, it was a Sicilian. Guard the pawn. Probably try and get e5 in at some point. Rook e8. That way my light square bishop has something to do this game. Definitely happy with this. Yeah, black's position should be good now. Wow. Okay. 15-second time advantage. Threatening bishop b4 check. Okay, he stopped it. Looking for queen h3. Still looking for queen h3. Now I need to find a way to get my bishop all the way to f3. That's our next goal. Bishop d7, bishop g4, bishop f3. All right, he's under a minute, so we do have a time edge. But our bishop can't go where we want it to. We're on their bishop. We'll take it. That's a piece, and a very useful one here. He's down to 35 seconds. We'll take that also. Threatening bishop d3. All right, he's down to 10 seconds. Careful of our back rank. And he's out of time. There we go. Back on track. '77th place, 24 points. 4 hours left in the tournament. You saw. He got us last time. He's in 11th place, so he's having a good day. All right. Get in here. Pretty even on time. Takes on e7. I play king f7. I take with the bishop here, I think. I want to guard that h7 square in case he doubles on the h file. Slight lead in time. Probably not a good move. Discoveries on this diagonal. Maybe the knight doesn't have a good discovery, but still, probably needlessly dangerous. "20-second time edge, so that is becoming significant. He can't push that pawn, or he loses the g pawn. He can't push the g pawn though. All right, let's double on the f file. Maybe we can play e5. He's under a minute. So let's see if we can increase the pressure. Attack the knight again. That's with check. And check. Okay, he's down to 20 seconds. So easy to mess this up. Like that. That's messing it up. Exactly what I meant. It's down to 7 seconds. And got him on time. There we go. All right, up to 55th. Now we've got fire, so this next game's important to get that bonus. 4-1. He's beaten us both times we played him before. Okay, it's a Scandi. Okay, we're going to try and power up on the E file. Attack this bishop. I'm going to sacrifice here. Looks good. Should at least get an exchange out of it at the end. Yeah, he just castles. That makes sense. I'm also on this bishop twice. Check. Now I need to get the queen off the E file. We'll keep chasing that bishop for the moment, though. Probably H3 to keep the knight off G4. All right, now that knight's pinned to the queen. That's actually a really tough pin. Even if he guards the knight, I can just play D4 next. Yep. Okay, I'll go ahead and take that guy. And that knight is still pinned. I don't think we can get anyone on it right away, though. Maybe I should have gone this way. Come back to the D3. I don't know where this knight's going. Attack the queen. Bring the second rook into the game. Happy to trade pieces since I'm up a piece right now. This pawn's guarded by the knight. Maybe knight D4 into F5 next. Yep, let's kick that rook away to start. Which would bring the second knight in. I guess we'll do it like this. He goes all the way back. Force this knight to move. We're down to 2 minutes, so we got to be a little careful. Knight H5 coming up. Maybe. I don't know if it's really any good. This is a fork, though. So that should be enough. This pin's not enough because he loses the queen. Queen there is a good try, but I get this check in, and then I take the rook with check. Do I have more? This is good enough. No reason to calculate more. I'm down to 40 seconds. This position's winning easily. Just move the rook in. $30 left. Okay. 25 seconds left. Yeah, I'm not playing this ending well. $20 seconds left to convert this. Let's just go ahead and do it this way. There we go. Had to just get back some material to simplify the position. All right, that brings us to 42nd place. We are on a bit of a roll at the moment. There. Remember the berserk at the last second. Still haven't gone darkest moment. He has been able to get us each game so far. But it's just a matter of time. Not like he outrates us very much, so not sure why we've struggled so much to beat him. Okay, this is a good position for us. His king is in a lot of danger right now. Knight g5 coming up. All right, let's double rooks. Put our bishop on c4 also. We're going to have rook e7. Not worried about those pawns. Now I got to try and find a checkmate. Okay, we'll attack the pinned piece to start. My thought is, at the worst case, there should be some kind of perpetual. If the game comes down to the queenside pawns, then simply my fault that I didn't get a good enough attack. That knight is pinned, so I can play this. And then I can take the knight. Maybe I should have taken it with the bishop. No, maybe this is the way to go. Threatening mate here. Yeah, this is good. And I'm going to just get all these pawns back. Actually, this was even stronger. It led straight to mate, but this still works. All right, back tournament. On a roll. Up to 27th place now, 4 in a row, with fire. Bistravota. Ah, didn't press it in time. No berserking this time. What's going on here? Okay. That's just even material. Except now my knight's in trouble. What is this? Okay. Go here next. And he has knight e5. Yep. I'm going to lose a piece here. That was really strange. I've never seen that before. That variation of the opening. That early queen b6 was quite good. All right, let's get my bishop involved. He's really trying to trade pieces. Queen g3. Maybe I'll push the h-pawn. Okay, we'll pin the knight at least. That's a free queen. All right, now we're completely winning. Friend mate. g6, I'm going to play h6 because it's very hard for him to... Okay, we're going to take. Making our comeback. Play h6. Check. Well, we're close to getting his king, but we don't have it quite yet. Okay, he resigns, yeah. I'm going to be able to just play queen down here. And he's going to have to at least give back another exchange. All right. We're in 18th place now, rolling up the standings. Yeah, I chose not to berserk here. Women's International Master. I'm not sure who this is. That's pinned. But we'll force them to play a little more. Bishop d3 being the threat. Queen moves, I take on g2, which would be mate in this case. So we may have stumbled into a good position again, especially if they have to give up their queen. I think they should play queen takes bishop, knight takes, and then play bishop f5. Okay, they took that way. That works too. Guard that knight. Trying to get our king closer here. Keep as many pieces as we can. If I take the knight, then he plays rook here. He gets the piece back anyway. .45 seconds. Yeah, they should be able to win this. I wouldn't have given up my queen before getting the good position. All right, 22nd place. And he berserks right back. And giving us a little bit of time odds. I'll take that. Exchange. Gonna sacrifice? Nope. That would be a bad move. Wow. I think my king is safe here. Force the queens off the board. Since I'm up material. Oh. Probably take with the bishop. That way I still have the threat on f2. Good little time edge also. Okay, that's a free queen. '19th place. So we're on the second page now. Okay, this is the guy that's in second place right now. Let's take there. I feel like I've fallen for some sort of trap again. Material is even, but his knight and bishop are coordinating well. Although the c file is open, so we'll see about that. Okay, so he does go for that trade. Gives me doubled pawns. Let's get knight f6 in. I'd like to put my knight on d5, block that file. Okay, he does play that check. I don't think that's the end of the world, though. Keep my pieces on light squares. Oh, now my knight's pinned, so maybe that's not ideal. Let's just go after this bishop. Knight a5 next. Chase that bishop down. Try and double on the C file. Gonna get this pawn. Not the end of the world. Not ideal, but not the end of the world. Gotta be careful about this E6 pawn, though. Okay, what if I attack that guy? Moves, doesn't help. Guess we'll go this way. I'm gonna lose this pawn. Nope, nope, nope. Not enough. That's all she wrote. Play another check. And we'll resign. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take a break. So I'll be back a little bit later for some more chess. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't followed, go ahead and give me a follow so you can keep up to date with all the schedules and events that are coming up so you don't miss anything. Otherwise, have a good day and good luck in all your games.